Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the new 20 stage event for 500 Chrono Crystals and also some decent-ish slot remover rewards. This event is obviously the latest one to come with the GT campaign with the Ultra Super Saiyan for Vegeta. It is an interesting one to take a look at it. Obviously, 20 stages. As always, every 5 stages you will get a reward. So every 5 stages you will grab some Chrono Crystals. The effective teams here are going to be Vegeta, GT, Shadow Dragons, etc. I think the number one thing I will say is that honestly this one feels pretty strange. You got some really strong premium units. You could use like Ultra Gogeta, you could use Ultra Vegeta, you can use the green Goku Vegeta, that's what I'll be using pretty much as my premium unit. And it feels like everything falls off a cliff outside of Omega Shenron. So obviously we have the Omega Shenron or Sin Shenron Legends Limited character, which I don't have, but is pretty good. And that's it, like that's really what it feels like. It feels like it just kind of like drops off a cliff, falls off, and then, kind of heads its own way. It's interesting to note that because obviously, depending on like you and your box, you could really struggle with this. Like you could really struggle with this. It's a pretty difficult one, I think, to kind of get in on. With that being said, of course, we have to build a team that can handle it. So my mains are on the left-hand side of the screen. That's the green Legends Limited Goku Vegeta tag unit. I got their new equip, very specifically for this event to help out. And then obviously I'll use it in PvP. Then we got the blue Legends Limited Goku. You can replace him with Ultra Gogeta. You can replace him with Sin Shenron. You can replace him with Ultra Vegeta. In fact, you can replace all these units pretty much. And then I have the Yellow Rage Shenron. Now, Yellow Rage Shenron comes in handy a lot because he's relatively tanky when he gets switched in. And also, super importantly, he may be relatively tanky, but he is also got all that paralysis, key down, etc., which is really useful and really helpful. Now, as you progress, the enemies you face will get progressively harder. So as you go up the floors, the enemies you face will get harder, but you'll get more rewards every 5 stages. The number 1 stage giving you 200 Chrono Crystals, 500 in total. The hardest part of these fights is honestly the Ultra Gogeta. So at around stage 18, you're going to start facing Ultra Gogeta quite regularly, and it becomes very frustrating. Lots of reasons why. Ultra Gogeta is very annoying when the NPC controls them. They already have a lot of cheating with vanish steps, and Ultra Gogeta probably falls in that category of maybe even cheating too much with his vanish steps, which is always super irritating. So you've got that going on. Then also on top of that, you've also just got the ridiculous amounts of damage that they output. Type advantage is your number 1 friend, and especially type advantage against Gogeta. You need to have the type advantage. If you don't have the ability to soak up some kind of damage from Ultra Gogeta, you are not going to be able to win. Like, you're just not. So that's the number 1 thing I would say. You have to have a yellow pretty much for this final stage. Or at least someone who can eat the damage very nicely. Red Vegeta helps a lot. Obviously, huge damage from him, especially with the big battle bonus. So if you do have him, that helps a bunch. But yeah, if you don't, it is possible, for sure. I think ultimately for me, definitely is a very tough fight. And I think overall, it's always going to be very challenging. You can see we even cut it close with how we kind of put everything together. Winning with like 11 time accounts left is not perfectly ideal, but it's one of those things. I think at the end of the day, you have to decide how you find these things, and you have to decide realistically what you're looking for when you're building your team. You're going to need damage, so I think you have to start there and then type matching Ultra Gogeta is probably your next best bet. Strategy wise, charge stepping works great. After a vanish step, use a Ki Blast. Make sure you time your Rising Rush as well to maximize damage. Try to manage your vanishing steps, constantly rotate units, keep yourself with a vanishing gauge to deal with any of their attacks. Getting hit by them is half the problem. Like when you get hit by them, you lose almost all your health. So that's the biggest issue. Once you've done that, you're good to go. Bye.